first part without a calculator, just practicing a bit of skills. You'd obviously go straight to the calculator and sketch this. Function g of x is x squared plus x minus 6, so factorising x plus 3, x minus 2, so 2 and negative 3 are the zeros, 2 and negative 3 are the zeros, and the intercept is at negative 6. Line of symmetry is just down here, so it kind of does this. That is a terrible quadratic, but there you go. Negative 6. Okay. So it's just practice at sketching from g of x to the reciprocal 1 over g of x. So the zeros become the asymptotes. Yeah. And the local minimum here becomes the maximum somewhere up here, because this is obviously negative 6 point something or negative 7, and so 1 divided by this height becomes something small here. So you can instantly go into this kind of sketch here. The y-intercept is negative 6, so 1 divided by negative 6 is negative 1/6. So you've got a clear idea. You kind of know what to expect with this guy here. Okay, so you've got a nice clear sketch here. Yeah. So you got g of x and you got 1 over g of x, and you want to know when does the height of the original quadratic smaller than the height of the reciprocal. So this is the quadratic. So basically just walk along the quadratic and just find out the parts where you are below when you look up the other function. So this is going to be a key point here. So on this section here, you can see that the quadratic is below the reciprocal. On this bit here, we can see the quadratic is higher. From here all the way through to here, the quadratic is lower. And then from this point here all the way through to this point here, again, the quadratic is below the reciprocal, this point here. Okay, and then we're going to match the sign of the inequality here. Yeah, we can't ever have them being the same, and obviously 2 here and 3 here, for these particular x values, the reciprocal function is undefined, so they're not going to form any part of the inequality. So the solutions we're looking for are 2 is less than x is less than this particular value here. We'll call that a. We're looking for these 2 intersection points here. Let's call those B and C. So C is less than X is less than B. I'm looking for this final section here. This is negative 3, obviously. Negative 3 is greater than X, which is greater than this final intersection point, which is just here. We'll call that D. Okay, so this is just straight over to a GDC now, and we kind of know what we're looking for, and just feed the intersection points into the right place. Document, insert graph. So f1 of x, so let's just type in x squared plus x minus 6. Draw a graph of it, and then Control G to get back the graph. And this is just going to be 1 divided by, you don't need to type in the whole function because you've got it defined as f1 of x. So just type in f1 open bracket x, and you've got the reciprocal as well. Okay, and that's pretty much all you need. You might want to do a little bit of zooming in so you can get the distinction between these intersection points. Menu, window, zoom. I like zoom box for this instance. Click on the top corner, open out a box, and that's the kind of section we want to be zooming in on. Okay, and now menu, analyze, that's intersection. Now remember, you can't point to the intersection, you've got to search just a bit before it, just a bit after it. Yeah, menu, analyze graph, intersection, a bit before, a bit after. Menu, analyze, intersection, a bit before, a bit after. Menu, analyze, intersection, a bit before, a bit after. You can go point to the actual text and just move it around, just so it's a bit clearer. And there you've got all your points: 2.19, 1.79, negative 2.79, negative 3.19. So my calculator is naturally set up to round to 3 significant figures. Menu, settings, display digits, float 3. So this is 3 significant figures. I don't know, that might be quite useful. You can change it now if you want. Yeah, and it updates the actual decimal points, and it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Float 6 is 6 significant figures. Okay, so that might be helpful.